What happens when the very foundation of a political party's leadership, its signatures, its documents, authority can no longer be trusted? Well, that's exactly the storm brewing inside Nigeria's main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, a party once described as Africa's biggest political movement, now caught in a whirlpool of suspicion, forged documents, and a legal phrase that could tear its very structure apart. This morning, we go deep into the crisis rocking the PDP, a story of power, desperation, betrayal, and the thin line between legality and manipulation. You're listening to Newsroom Nigeria, and I remain your host, Oluwayomi Temilola. Let's start from the heart of the matter. A forged signature. Yes, a forged signature. According to verified reports, the party's national secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, raised the alarm over a letter submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), allegedly bearing his cloned signature. That lead letter, dated August 25, 2025, notified INEC about the PDP's planned national convention. But here's the catch. Senator Anyanwu insists he never signed that letter. He never authorized it. And he calls it, in his words, a criminal act. A forged signature on a national document involving the party's top leadership, that's not a clerical error. That's serious political fraud. And Anyanwu didn't stop there. He wrote directly to the Inspector General of Police, to the Director General of the DSS, and to the INEC chairman, demanding a full-blown investigation. In his letter, he describes some pretty strong language. I request that this criminal conduct by officers of the PDP and their collaborators within INEC be investigated and the culprits prosecuted. That's explosive, isn't it? Because what he's suggesting is not just an internal party issue, but a possible collusion between elements within the PDP and possibly some individuals inside INEC itself. Now let's pause for a second and unpack what this means. At its core, a political party secretary is its custodian of official communication. Every letter, notice, or formal decision flows through the office. So, if a signature, the party's administrative seal, can be forged, then every legal document the PDP sends out could now be questioned. And that's exactly what's happening. Behind the scenes, this scandal has thrown the PDP into deeper confusion. Ambassador Umar, the acting national chairman, is being accused by several members of desperation to remain in power. One insider put it bluntly: he wants to hold on at all costs, even if it means cutting corners. Now, these are internal party accusations, yes, but they matter because Damagum is leading the push for the upcoming national convention scheduled for November 16. The problem? A large section of the National Working Committee, the NWC, says the party hasn't even resolved its state congresses. So how can they hold a convention when the delegates who are supposed to vote haven't been properly elected? That's like organizing an election without voters. Let's think about the bigger picture here. The PDP is supposed to be the strongest opposition to the ruling APC government. It's the party that once held power for 16 unbroken years, producing presidents, governors, and lawmakers nationwide. But in 2025, it's fighting a war within itself. And this is not the first time, from the McCarthy Sheriff leadership war to the Atiku Wike rift before the 2023 elections. The PDP has been struggling with one internal crisis after another. This new forgery scandal feels like the latest crack in a wall already weakened by distrust. And to make matters worse, the courts have now stepped in. On October 17, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja ordered all sides to maintain the status quo. Basically, don't move an inch on the planned convention. That means no congresses, no delegate lists, no convention logistics, nothing until the court decides. The PDP's internal democracy is frozen by law. Now, why does this matter to the average Nigerian? Because what happens inside the PDP doesn't stay inside the PDP. Every time the opposition is weak or distracted by internal battles, it strengthens the ruling party and limits democratic accountability. If a main opposition can't get its own processes right, can it really hold the government accountable? Let's also not forget the timing. Nigerians' next general elections are less than 2 years away, 2027. Every major party is already recalibrating, building alliances, and preparing for the big political showdown. So, for the PDP to be stuck in court over forged signatures and procedural chaos at this stage, that's a huge red flag. It's like preparing for a marathon, but your shoes are tied together. Sources within the party tell journalists that tension has reached a boiling point. There are whispers of resignations. Some members are threatening legal action of their own. And while Damagum insists the convention will go on, many others, including state chairmen from Imo and Abia, are saying no. They've already taken the matter to court, claiming that the process is illegal because there were no proper congresses to produce delegates. So if the foundation of a convention is faulty, the entire structure collapses. And that's exactly what Justice Omotosho's order implies. Until the court gives a final ruling, which is expected by the end of October, the PDP cannot move forward. It's a political freeze with serious implications for the 2027 race. Let's take a human angle here. Imagine being Senator Anyanwu right now, the man whose signature is at the center of this firestorm. You wake up one day to discover your name and your signature on a national document, one you never signed. It's not just a political issue, it's personal. It's about integrity, reputation, the erosion of trust. And for a party like the PDP, built on decades of political legacy, once ruling over the entire country, to now be fighting over who signed what, it's symbolic of something deeper. A trust deficit, a leadership vacuum, and a dangerous drift from internal order. So where does these all lead? If a court upholds the forgery claims, it could invalidate the planned convention entirely and open the doors to criminal investigations. If it doesn't, then the PDP may still face an internal revolt from those who feel sidelined. Either way, this is not just a political storm, it's a question of credibility, Can the PDP, Nigeria's main opposition, still be trusted to organize itself before it can organize the nation? The answers may come before the end of October, when the court delivers its ruling. Until then, the PDP's fate, and perhaps the shape of Nigeria's 2027 political landscape, hangs in the balance. I remain Oluwayomi Temilola, and this has been Newsroom Nigeria. Thank you for joining in. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.